Hi, welcome to Penny's Crafts Creations. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm showing you how I make my little bow barrettes. And these are crocheted bows. And I have them on the little, I call them alligator clips. I'm not exactly sure what they're called. They're rounded here. They look like alligator mouth, so that's what I call them. They have that little slot there. And that's on the back, and I have the flat edge facing out, so the rounded edge is what goes inside because I feel it's a better sit on the head this way. And I created this in my Cricut. I just used a square and changed it to 4x6. And then took this circle and put it in 3 spots, made it an oval shape, and I off-centered this one for the smaller clips to sit in. So I just slide it in, and they can be adjusted up and down. And then I put a little hole there because I have them on a spinny rack. So I'm going to show you how I make them. I start with my yarn, and I leave a little bit of a long tail on that, and I start by chaining 20, and I hold my yarn differently than everybody else. Everybody that I know doesn't hold it the same way. So there's 10. And then I'm at 20 here. You saw how quickly that worked out. And then I'm going to chain one more and go through that first one and go all the way back down. And this is going to be my first row. And I'm just working it in each little loop there. So you're going to want to do 4 rows, and your chain row does not count as a row. So working all the way to the end, and then you're going to turn it and repeat the process again. And then you're going to end up with this. This is my 4 rows, and I have 2 long tails. One is a little bit longer, and I'm grabbing my needle, and it's a yarn needle, has a blunt end here and a long eye here. In that long piece, the longer one, sorry, I can't seem to talk, is going to be thread through that. And I'm going to fold this piece there and go through that first corner. And when I go through it, I'm going to give myself a loop and pull that together and stitch all the way down. And when you're stitching, you want to make sure that you are even all the way. And when you get to the end, you're going to leave that loop again. And this time, you want to grab this one, the other tail, and pull that through, and that's going to even up your stitch on the other side. So it's going to be a little tricky because you want to make sure that gets through. So I hold it like this and then pull, and then create a square knot like so, and then take your needle off of your hook, and it's going to look like this with your long needle, your long thread. And then you have the bumps. Hold onto this and turn that. So it's going to look like that. Your bump will be on the inside of your bow. Now you want to get that part even where we were just at. So fold it in half. Make sure you're even with your center being in the center of the bow. Now you want to grab the longer one of your thread, your yarn, and you're gonna go to this end, go this way with it, and just wrap it around your bow several times, and then leave a tail, grab it with this end. This side we want to go the opposite direction, so since we're ending down here, we're going to go this way with it, and we're going to do the same thing, wrap a couple times, and it's going to look like this. You're on two different ends with it. You want to create a square knot, and a square knot is going the opposite ends of your yarn through, and it's going to look like this. And you can adjust it by pulling, putting your thumbs in each end to adjust the tension on them, and then poofing those back up like so. Take your ends, and it takes some adjustment to get the ends to the right length so that you have that. Put your finger through that loop again, and you're gonna take your yarn and go up into the bow, and then snip that excess off and save that for our tassels. And then do the same with the other end, sewing through that other end. Do the same process, put your finger through like so, and work your way in to that back part of the bow, pulling. And I went the wrong way. I crossed over my bow, so I'll just pull that out. And you don't have to do this. You can just cut it down here because you did knot it, but I like to add this part because it makes it a sturdier bow, especially if these are going to be worn by children. You don't want that to come apart. So that's what it looks like. And you can leave it like this and add your clip onto it, but for me it goes through rough, and I just want it finished in touch. So I went ahead and I added some fabric, and I sewed the back, and it starts with a tube like this, and I sewed the edges in, turned it, and then I just take it, wrap it, cut it to where I need it to be. And you can fabric glue this down if you want, but I like to sew the edge myself because I feel it gives it a better, more sturdy look, and you end up with it like this. So take the rounded edge of the alligator clip, this part here, and that's going to be worked into the ribbon there, like so. So that's what it looks like. And for the little one, you can do the same thing. It's 10 stitches for the little one, and it works up the same exact way as you do these ones. And that's it. That's how simple it is. It takes maybe 5 minutes to make one bow. That's from the beginning to the end, if you have your center fabric already done, or you can just do that. And I have some in green that I'm going to be adding red ribbon to, I think. You can add buttons if you want to do that as well. You can even do it with the fabric flowers by turning them around, adding a piece of felt, and adding your clip to that the same way. So when you put your felt on, you're going to glue that with fabric glue right over this piece here. So it would sit like that. And that's it. It takes about 5 minutes total. I was able to get quite a few done out of one skein of yarn. If you have a big skein, I had a small skein, and I could have kept going, but I wanted to make a giant bow for a headband, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make it a little bit wider though. I'm going to add some black to the center, and I will put my ribbon, my elastic ribbon, through here, and then I will sew this closed so they have a cute little headband. And that's it. Thanks for watching and have a great day.